We are live, baby. Alright. Here we go. Fantastic. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out on this lovely late evening. We will be attempting to fix whatever the hell I pull out of my project basket. So, bear with me a moment for my moment of shameless self-promotion. Get this out of the way and we can get things rolling here. Huh?
You've been going live in a week.
I know, I only go once a week. When football season starts, it's going to be twice a week.
When does football season start?
In 2 weeks.
So actually, I'm gonna have to wake up early. Because that's when I'll make the good stuff. So that's when I wake up early, because that's when I'll make the good stuff.
Yes.
Post Twitter. I said, you try to put all your stuff on Twitter right now.
I should.
You really should.
Hello, Jacob.
Up. So this one switch charge.
Should be.
I haven't turned this thing on. Oh, no, we did.
Yes, it did?
Yeah. I said I haven't turned this thing on in so long. I still have all my old games for it.
I believe it. Alright, let's see here. Sure.
Posting it to Facebook.
Posting it to a bunch of groups that I'm in.
You can't just click like different ones.
No, not with. For some reason, the app lets me, but otherwise, no. That's probably fine.
Okay. Jackson's starting football.
Who?
Jackson.
Oh, nice.
Gary's son. Jesse plays soccer now.
Oh, that's good. Alright. There we go. Hell yeah. Alright, fantastic. Alright. Shameless self-promotion is over. And we're gonna hang out for a few minutes, let some people get in here. We usually give it about 5 to 7-ish minutes to allow people time to get in, and we will go from there. It's going to be an interesting night of repairs because I'm just going to be doing whatever. Whatever. I don't care. It's late. It's going to be a chill night to do whatever.
I'm gonna grab a chair.
Alright, that's a good idea. Let's just do that here for a moment, shall we? That sounds good. fine. That'll do nicely. Alright. Give a little time for some people to get in here. Ready my station.
Clean it up a little bit.
Do. Got flux. Solder.
It's that brass stuff.
Huh?
The real gold stuff.
This?
I can't see which point it is.
It's steel wool essentially. It cleans the iron. Make sure there's not a bunch of old solder stuck on there. Because old solder won't take new solder.
I'm guessing this is to like the testing.
Cut wires, cut solder wick, cutting things in general.
And cut hair.
Probably. Alright, just another couple minutes. Let some people get in here.
You only on live on YouTube?
Yeah.
On Facebook too?
No, I can't cross stream. The keyboard. Hello, Jacob.
Okay, snip, snip. We gonna test it if you got hair today.
Yep. Let's see. Okay. Test.
Why it's so like
It's not focus.
switch.
Hmm?
Okay, switch.
Let's switch. Yep.
I'll be number 119.
Not very.
That's tiny.
Yeah, it's very small.
Is that what this is like?
No, that's a real switch. This is a switch light. So, I mean, the board's going to be pretty much the same. Just, yeah.
Okay. Remember how crazy I used to be on this thing. I miss the good days, going to work with my mom during the holidays, to work, being there at Zoo Lights, playing Fortnite on my grandma's PC, or not her, or the laptop really.
Yeah.
Had a crowd behind me.
What chips are these? These are my Xbox chips. Well, I might need those tonight.
Maybe.
We'll see. These I'm
So,
definitely
you got one more PS5, or is that one fixed?
That one's fixed already. TT36, yep. Those are the ones I will need tonight. And if this actually works, I'm going to have to remember how to put this fucking thing back together, and I do not.
Didn't you put mine back together?
No, I only fixed your Joy-Con. I didn't have to take all of it apart. Alright, just another minute and we will get started regardless of who or who is not here. Let's put this over here.
First, you gotta get your fan going.
My what?
Your fan.
Fan comes right here?
No, so that's first we got your fan going.
Fan's going.
Oh, it doesn't look like it.
Need this right away. And
Does your new troops?
no, this is screwdriver equipment. Let's see.
Itty bitty tape measure.
Do me a favor. On the table where my drill was, there's a Actually, it might be in the socket screwdriver. But there's an extension that has a small bit and a Phillips head coming out of it. I need that bit.
I'll go looking.
Or just bring me the screwdriver or whatever if something's in there.
Is it by the table?
On the table. Yeah, it should be on the table. Got my son hanging out with me tonight, guys, so it's gonna be a fun time. Yep, that's what I need. Kindly.
Oh, where you keep our little bits and pieces.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Little baby screwdriver.
Alright, that should do nicely. Alright. Well, we don't have anybody in here yet, but hopefully we'll get people in here, and worst case scenario, if we do not, then this will post to YouTube. But either way, it'll be fine.
So either way, it will be fine.
It will be fine.
It will be nice.
Alright, so what we're going to work on first is the switch from a couple weeks ago. I finally got the M92 chips in, so we're going to go ahead and get that swapped out. I'm just going to double check the voltage that's currently being put out. So with the battery connected, go ahead and grab the multimeter. Alright, so we put the black probe on ground, and gonna grab a test point here for power, and it's putting out 3.87 volts, which is more than normal. It's a 3.8 volt battery, so that's absolutely fine. This is ground, which is fine. And then the second one also ground. So the battery is definitely putting out 3.87 volts, which is exactly what we need. And the initial problem with this was that it would not charge. So if we grab my doohickey that has mysteriously misplaced itself after I just found it again. Ah, here it is. Okay. So we grab our little tool right here, our USB tester. Just to show you guys, it is a USB tester. Test voltages going into objects. So go ahead and move this up a bit. Alright, so plug one end, and we get our beautiful screen that shows that it's receiving 15 volts, and when we plug it in, it should draw amperage if it's charging correctly. If it's not, then we won't get anything. So plug it in, and this is after a replacement port, by the way. So there was a brief second, yeah, see, I'm like getting 0.02 amps for like half a second, and then nothing. So let me draw that. So again, it's plugged in. I'm getting the occasional 0.02 amp draw, and then nothing, which is not at all what it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and test voltage going into the actual console from the charge port that we installed. So again, black probe going on ground, and we'll start with our far left here, and I got 0 volts going in, so that's probably not a power inducing rail. That's got that's got 1 millivolt, it looks like. That's fine. And there we go. I got 5.12 volts going into it. So 5.12 volts going in. I believe that's ground right here. Nope, that's another 5.06 volts. And that is 19.2 millivolts. And that's next to nothing. Next to nothing. And another 5 volts. Another 5 volts. Nothing. And nothing. Okay. So we've got 5 volts going into the motherboard for sure. It's just not taking an amp draw at all, which means the battery is not charging. So, after streaming it live last, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I came to the conclusion that it was probably the M92 chip, and I did not have a replacement M92 chip at that time, but I do have one now. So, I'm going to go ahead and gently disconnect our USB charger and plug it back into the camera phone here. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery, and we're going to swap out M92. M92 is the most common cause of charging issues. However, I was told by the person I got this from that it had been dropped, which is why I changed the port first. Because if it's dropped, 9 times out of 10, the port is going to be one of the major causes of damage. Alright, so the motherboard is free. Go ahead and move this to the side for the time being. And let's just slide you over here for a moment, shall we? Alright, so M92 is... I'm not missing anything here. Okay. So let's go around hunting for M92 again. Nope, gonna need the light. Alright. So M92 was, I believe, right here. Nope, that's the max chip. Alright. Move on. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it right there. Yeah, it's got some flux on it from when I was touching it last time. Let's clean that up real quick.
Why did you get a hole in it?
I believe that's just flux. I hope it's just flux. If not, then I missed something pretty big last time. No, that's just flux. Okay. That's fine.
You said it looked like you had a hole in it.
Yeah, no, that's just flux. Alright. Let's go ahead and clean that off just to make sure I'm looking at the right one, but I'm almost positive that's M92. Yep, there we go. M92 T36.
What's in that bottle?
Alcohol.
Oh, I say you just spraying water on a motherboard.
No. Never spray water on a motherboard.
Always spray water on a motherboard.
Wise words of advice here at Rose Repair and Resale.
Wise words by his child.
That's right.
He said, always put water on electrical things.
Not so wise words. There we go. M92 T36. That is what we're going to be changing today. Right. Okay. So, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to go about this. I think it's going to be the same way I do the TDPs from the Xbox. I don't see any. Yeah, Flux is definitely not going to be my friend right now.
How are you supposed to take this thing off?
So I'm thinking the best way to go about it. Is there any plastic connectors or anything I need to worry about? No, I don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do it just like I do the TDP chips on the Xbox. So no flux. I need a top for my, there we go, my hot air station. There we go. Alright, so I think best hope here is to hot air it until the solder melts and pop the chip off. And I honestly don't even think I'm going to wick off the other stuff. I think I'm just going to pre-tin the replacement chip and we'll kind of do it like that.
Basically, you heat it up and then take it off.
Yeah, so I didn't put flux either. Yeah, flux will make it easier, but it's also more dangerous for the smaller components around there. Yeah.
Or whatever that is.
That's flux. Yeah. Yeah, even I don't even think that's going to be necessary, really. Not at least to start off, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Have a look at it real quick, make sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and get our hot air working. I am going to turn down the temperature slightly because this is a much smaller board. I'm going to put it down to probably 375 Celsius.
What's that in degrees? It's like 125?
No, that's like
600.
600.
Huh? What was it at before?
480 Celsius, which is like 750.
We died. How do you hold that thing?
I mean, the heat doesn't transfer through here. All right, there we go. Let's do the smart. Smart as I can, anyway. That's probably going to be my best bet. Where's my good tweezers? Nope. 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 Yep, there we go. Yep. Alright, there we go. M92 coming off.
It just smells bad.
Back off. That solder doesn't even seem to be close to melting. So we're gonna set this down for a moment. We're gonna crank the air up and put it at 420. in. Let this get hot.
Oh, 20.
There we go. That was quick. Alright. Did I lose any components? Key question. I do it too often. Okay. That is a solid no. I did not lose any components. That is a fucking win. Alright, so we're going to let that board cool down a bit, and that is the chip we just removed, M92T36, kind of hard to see, but that's where we moved, or that's what we removed. Let's go ahead and check the back of it, see if we can see any signs of damage. Not really. No, I don't see anything that would have caused it to fail, but again, the switch light was dropped, so could have just knocked it off a bit. It did look a little off kilter when I took it off, so it's possible. Also, that solder right there seems weird, but then again, it did just melt, so who knows. But either way, let's go ahead and grab our replacement chip. Got a brand new sleeve of these from AliExpress. I have not personally tested these, but the store that I bought them from, I buy most of my chips from, and I have never gotten a bad batch from them, so I am sincerely hoping that trend continues. Oh no. Just launched the fucking chip.
Oh, that's bad.
Is this the chip I just launched? Sure looks like it. 92T36? Yep, that's the one. Okay. Boop. There's our replacement chip that you guys cannot see worth a damn. There we go. Replacement chip. Alright, so let's compare it to the other one real quick. Again, this is a aftermarket, but let's see here. There's my alcohol. Some alcohol. Yep. So, I mean, overall, it's really hard to tell anything. Yeah, M92T36. Font looks pretty similar-ish. It should be good enough. Alright, let's move the sleeve O chips. And let's go ahead and flip this over. Now, I always specify that the next step I'm about to do is not 100% necessary, but I have found it to help me in the installation process, and being that I've never installed one of these before, I'm not going to try something new and crazy. Back up a bit here. There we go. Alright. And we'll check in on YouTube real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything from you guys. Not even a little bit. Tremendous. Alright. There we go. Alright. So, what we's gonna do, clean off the cat hair from my flux needle. put a little bit of flux down. Bump this over to where I can see it some. Okay, that'll be fine. Alright, we're going to grab our iron. There's my solder. There's my solder. Alright. And we're just going to put teeniest little dab of solder onto the iron to start off with. And come in here and grab the chip. And I'm just going to dab up these pads. Tin them up. And that pad doesn't want a tin right there. There we go, that should be fine. Alright, rotate 90 degrees. Again, let me just clean off the iron tip here. Take a little bit of that excess flux, get it on the iron, and we're going to dab up another bit of solder. There we go. Alright, and one more turn. And just for good measure, a little bit of a boop right there in the middle. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's flip this back over. And we're going to need to clean the chip so I can find where my pin 1 is. So there's my pin 1. Kind of hard to see, but it's in the bottom left corner if you're looking at it there. Alright, so turn the airflow down just a tad when I go to install this. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this back under the scope. And I will take just a tiny, tiny dab of flux and put it right there. That's way out of alignment. Now it's not going to be perfect when I first get it flowed on, that's fine. Just want to get it in the general area. Something like that should be fine for the time being. I'm going to drop this airflow down just a little bit more. And we're going to let this get hot. And we're going to solder it down into place first to let it get where it needs to be. And from there, surface tension should pull it into alignment now that the chip is actually tinned. And then once it's all in place and tacked down, we'll push down on it and get rid of the excess solder. There we go. Surface tension pulling it in. So it's more than likely popped into alignment at this point. Go ahead and take the heat off. I'm going to increase my airflow. I'm just going to give it a quick nudge, make sure it's not going anywhere. Yeah, nope, that's tacked down in place. Blow it a little bit again. Try and get everything into alignment as much as possible. Right. And then from there, I'm going to push down on the middle of the chip, squeeze out some of that excess solder. So that does look just the tiniest bit out of alignment, but we'll check it under the scope real quick. And worst case, I'll put some extra flux down and we'll run over it again. Yeah, that's going to need to get run over again. I can tell just by looking at it, but that's fine. Not a problem. Go. That board is hot to the touch. Alright, but again, no small components were lost during the installation of this chip, and that's a good day. Alright, so we're going to let this cool down for a second, then we'll pull it up in the scope and double check how everything lines up, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to reflow that again. It looks a little bit wonky. Just a little bit.
Really wonky?
Yeah, a little bit. Alright, so there's our chip. Yeah, you can tell it's all out of alignment. It looks like it's going to need to get pushed over a little bit. It's fine. Not a big deal. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can, if it's not too hot to lift. I need to lift. Actually, maybe I don't need lift. Maybe I just need angle. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, those look pretty well lined up. Alright, well, check the other sides here. Hard to tell on this side. It's really hard to tell on that side. Let me get some alcohol in there. Maybe it'll clear up the vision a bit. Oh yeah, that's way off. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say way off, but off enough. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to nudge this over a bit, I think. Or at least reflow it. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to move slightly, which is not a big deal. I don't mind reflowing it. I'd rather get it right. See, that one looks fine. But the rest do not. So let's go ahead and get some flux back on here. Give myself room to work. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put down a little extra flux. I say a little, it's probably a little more than a little. Now what I'm hoping is just the hot air will do the job. Crank up the airspeed a little bit more. Down on the chip. Alright. Now that looks a bit better. Looks a lot better, really. And then we're going to come in again. Just some flux. Tiny bit. looks much better aligned now. Get some isopropyl in there. Huh? I'm sure it smells like skid oops. Alright, so that looks way better in alignment now. It's cool enough to where I can start.
It looks bigger. It looks way bigger on the thing.
Yeah.
But it's just so tiny.
It's smaller than a grain of rice.
Yeah.
I used to keep rice on my thing so I could choke it.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Alright. Get a little more on here and get some Q-tip action rolling. And then I'll double check to make sure I didn't lose any components. Because I'm deathly afraid of losing components on this thing.
Back into it, Jacob. Don't worry, I picked it up.
Alright, and nope, no lost components during the transfer. This is good. All good things. Alright, let's check our soldering. Alright, those are lined up and connected. Yeah, lined up and connected. Yep, lined up and connected. And lined up and connected. Alright. Tremendous. So those are all, that chip is soldered in now. So I'm going to let the board cool just a tiny bit longer before I go plugging stuff into it, because I don't want to kill it if it is working. Not that it probably would, but you know, just to be on the safe side here. I am going to do a little bit of cleanup with this area right over here. It has got flux everywhere. Everywhere.
So give it a little brush.
Yeah. Get some alcohol in there.
Let's see how you going. Also, whose toothbrush is that?
I buy just toothbrushes. Keep for the workplace.
Like your actual job or this?
No, this.
I say, why do you have toothbrushes at your job?
Yeah.
This is a pretty weird thing to have at your job.
Agreed. Alright.
Hey, that was a year before I was born.
What's that?
That
Ah. Alright.
Rob Zombie. I might be going to see him.
It's a good show. Rob Zombie is awesome.
How was City Sam?
It was amazing. It was so good. Neo came out. Florida came out.
Any of them.
Awesome. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the
Oh,
fur.
I know him.
Alright. Warm enough, or cool enough, I should say.
Cool enough.
Cool enough. Alright, and let's just check our controller port, make sure that we didn't melt anything, although I don't think we did. Probably fine. Let's just check the tongue. It's called tongue. Yeah, tongue ain't moving nowhere.
Is that where you plug it in?
Yes,
So why'd you call it a controller?
because I'm silly.
You're a silly goose.
Yeah, I'm a goofy goober.
It's almost fire. Anyone disagree, you fight me.
Alright,
Let it focus.
okay.
I gotta put it back in the switch.
Not fully.
So what, you just have like a wheel and all stuff to work on?
Huh?
You just have like a wheel of stuff to work on?
You just got a bunch of stuff to work on.
You said just whatever you pull it out of your work bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got all kinds of stuff in there.
So literally, I just make a wheel.
That would be a great idea.
Make a wheel with everything you have to fix and remove that. Okay, Switch done, off the wheel. Xbox done, off the wheel.
Just doing a little cursory cleanup here. Alright, so let's test before we hook everything up with our multimeter and make sure that we still have the same voltages coming in as we did before, or well, at least coming from the battery to the board. Alright, so black probe on ground, red probe on power. Where is my power wire? Let's do this to where I can see things. Okay, so black probe on ground. Yep, still got 3.87 coming in from the battery to the board. So now for the real test.
See if it will charge.
Alright, so gonna plug our tester back in. 5.18 volts going in, 0 amp draw. Will it draw amperage? And we've got amp draw, baby! We got amp draw. Where'd my amp draw go? I just had it. There it is, and there's fast charging. Bam!
1.18.
That is fixed.
So now you check with the back thing back on, and
Alright, so that is a fixed switch. M92T36 was indeed the fault. I am not going to go through and put this whole thing back together on camera. I will do all of that off camera, and I will update you guys later on. But I mean, there really needs to be no update. Everything, yeah, that is exactly what we needed. So
for the wheel, let's stuff the page.
The switch is good to go. That is tremendous. All right, so now I know those M92 chips are good as well. So that's a win.
At least that one is.
Nah, the people I get them from over in China, this one store has never done me wrong. So, all right, that is fantastic. We're starting the night off with a victory.
Now, time to move on to the next project.
So next project, no, I can't do that. Well, actually, there is something I can do with the GameCube, but I'm not going to do it right now. There's other things I want to work on, but I need to check the larger capacitors in the back of that CD drive board to see if they're leaking. It could be the laser, but it could also be those caps on the back of the CD drive. So that's something we'll look into in just a moment. But what I do need to do, yeah, it's fine. It's late. I didn't expect much tonight.
I wasn't expecting anything. So things to fix: Xbox, PS5.
I'm going to quickly knock out
a controller.
So leaves this one.
So if I remember correctly,
What type of controller?
PS5.
Oh wait, do I get it tested?
You can test it if you like. Alright, so we pop over here. There we go.
Starting to plug in. This is good.
Alright, so if I remember correctly, I'm going to have my son
Isn't this the one?
test this real quick, but I believe this is the one that has no connection to any of the middle buttons. So X, X circle, D-pad.
Yeah, this is the one that
none
had
of
the
those.
messed up thing.
What about the PlayStation button? Okay.
No.
No PlayStation button either.
I
Okay.
don't know.
No, it would be in this general area right here. But yeah, there's
It's
nothing.
not going up or anything.
Okay. So that problem, being that it's all of them, is almost 100% going to be the internal ribbon cable that connects all of those pieces together. Okay. So we're going to try and replace that ribbon cable.
You got that PS4 one?
Huh?
PS4 one?
PS4 one what?
The controller.
Oh no, I never fixed that. I do need to at some point.
I knew it was wrong as soon as I felt that. I was like, why?
it's weird though, because I tested that before. It was working fine.
We might have dropped it.
Here's a ribbon cable.
So this cable is what we're replacing. This whole thing. Alright, so for those of you who could not see, let me swap back over to microscope cam here and raise it way up. So it's kind of hard to get the whole thing in focus here, but that blue and clear ribbon cable is what we're going to be replacing. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this controller here. And this is actually a customer's controller, so I do need to at least be somewhat careful about it. There we go. Granted, I do have replacement parts for everything if need be, but yeah, try to keep the controller as good as I can for the customer. Customers are important. They are the lifeblood of my business, quite literally. Pop. And pop. There we go. Beep. Alright, time to break out the new electronic screwdriver. So this is counterclockwise. Okay, got it. Alright. Where is my box o' bits?
A box of bits.
Box o' bits. Here we go.
Box of bits.
Not Twitch bits.
Bitties.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and okay. All right. Yeah, I like this way more than the other one. This thing got some oomph behind it.
Okay. What do you mean by
I mean, I don't have to torque my wrist to get the stuck bolts to move. Alright, there we go. And yeah, we'll just set this over here for right now. I'm already feeling real good from getting that switch working. That's a great start to the night. Let's go ahead and pry these two tabs off right here. You guys can see a damn bit of what I'm doing. Sorry, these controllers are not as good as motherboards for displaying on the microscope here.
Is that easy to take off the PSI back?
Yes, it's quite easy. Alright, and here we are. Can I raise this any higher at all? Give you guys some kind of almost overall-ish view. Kinda, sorta. Alright, well, that'll do for the most part anyway. Alright, we'll go ahead and pop this battery out. There we go. Now I'm hoping I don't have to replace the ribbon cable on that. Maybe it just like kind of came loose a little bit or something, you know? Do y'all know what I mean, man?
From Jamaica?
I actually do sometimes break out in Jamaican accent when I'm working on consoles. I don't know why, but anytime it starts to do stuff and I'm like, don't be rude. There we go. Always forget about that little ribbon cable.
Mom's calling me. Yup. What's good? Huh? I put it in your room. Yeah. In the white. Where's at the house? Yeah, like the clothes that were in ours, I took yours out and put mine in. Probably the dryer. No, like a small load, to be honest. It's like my tank top. No, I also took clothes out of that white basket. Like all of my sweaters, yeah. No, so two. Two shorts and two shirts, sweatpants and two hoodies. Yeah. I do every time. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Alright. And I hate these little ribbon cables. Not only are they flimsy as all hell, but they love to mess with me. Trying to avoid breaking out the pliers. The pliers may need to come out. Breaking out the pliers.
Where are the
I
pliers?
don't know.
What do they look like?
They're yellow handled needle nose pliers.
On the floor.
Hey.
Ah. You just got all types of stuff on the floor. Headset, whatever that thing is. What do you need those for? The giant plier looking things.
They're giant plying things. Alright, so now that all the ribbon cables are disconnected, take these two screws out right here. There's one right there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's right there. And there's one on the other side, just like it. These controllers don't make for the greatest videos when I don't have the right setup, but it's fine. Boop. Boop.
How does that camera zoom in?
Huh?
How far does that camera zoom in?
I can't unzoom it, so what we're looking at is what we got.
Can you for real not unzoom it?
Yeah, no. I
Why?
cannot.
Were you always? Did you never unzoom it?
Yeah. No, it's always at one zoom level.
I think there's a way you can unzoom it. There's gotta be.
Okay, here we go. And are you gonna let me take you out? No, you're not. Alright. And we gotta take out these two screws on the upper white portion right here. Boop. Oh, come on now. You got one to be getting stuck in there. There we go. There we go. I'm doing channel. Alright, and then this whole thing will just slide right out. Alright, so let's take a look under the scope and see if we can find out why on God's green flat earth this thing is not registering.
It doesn't look like it's out of place.
It doesn't look damaged or dirty either, but let's take a look. So,
I mean, we'll see a rager.
well, that's the thing. I don't think so. And this is actually, he just bought it a couple of days ago.
So maybe manufacturing issue.
It's possible. We're gonna check. Alright, so let's get this in focus. Okay. So it wouldn't be the magnets on all of these. There's no way that would be the case. So it's got to be something with this ribbon cable.
But what?
I mean, I suppose it could just be dirty contacts. But I'm looking for any
This is a horrible angle.
damage or tear, but let's see here. Alright, so that's where it feeds to the back of the controller to connect to the motherboard. I don't see any damage or breaks. At least on this side, I still have to flip it over. But let's slide over. Shut up, multimeter.
Look, what? Oh, that.
Yeah. I don't see anything at all, really. Nothing that would cause this. Let's flip it over real quick.
Oh, it goes to the back too.
Yeah. Oh, perhaps?
With
No, not really.
purple angle, by the way.
Huh?
Purple angle. There you go.
Alright, so, yeah, there's a hair on there, but, I mean, the contacts look a little rough.
So there's a hair on there.
Yeah, the hair doesn't matter, but what I am concerned about is these oxidized contacts. So, yeah, if you guys can kind of see that, maybe that's what it is, yeah, that could be. Those pads look in rough shape.
They look like they've been beat up.
So, I mean, that could be the case. Let's check the motherboard as well, just to be 100% sure.
Bro, who beat up those things? Shut up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, those look okay. They're not the greatest, but they look okay. And for comparison, the one I'm going to put on there. Alright. Yeah, I mean, those contacts are pretty rough too, man. Well, alright, before I switch out everything, I suppose I should try giving it a clean first before I just go swapping parts out. Let's try giving it a clean. So, grab the alcohol. Start off by cleaning this area of the board. That's where it all connects to.
Just a few drops. What in the world? I just looked up at your wall. I see that.
What?
That.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's from the Dungeons and Dragons group.
For your birthday?
Yes. Well, no, that was actually for Christmas, I believe.
That's even worse.
Alright. So that clean. Luckily, I don't have to put this whole thing back together to test it. Because I already know what buttons work. So I just have to worry about the ones that are not working. Alright, so I'm going to clean these contacts on the ribbon cable. That little cleaning makes them look so much better.
Why do you shake like that?
Alright. Let's flip this over. I'm going to clean all the contact points on this side of the board as well. Hold a moment. I have perhaps spied the issue.
Ooh, looks cracked.
Yeah, looks like we got some scratching going on that leads to that trace right there. I mean, I don't know if that would screw it up completely to just not function at all, but it could. We'll test it anyway. We'll give it a test. We'll clean up these contacts real quick. So, if you're going to clean these contacts, don't pour alcohol directly onto them because it's a nightmare to clean off when it's underneath that ribbon cable. Just spray some on the corner area or soak your Q-tip and just rub the little area that you're trying to clean up.
Why is it shaped like that?
Why does it shake?
It's
Because my arm is moving.
like the entire thing jigs.
Go. This one a little clean. Over here. same thing over here. That should be fine, at least to test. I am going to clean off the magnets as well. I'm not going to show you guys cleaning off magnets. I'm sure you can imagine in your head what magnets look like. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did to the contacts to the magnets. There we go. Alright. Okay. Ribbon cable out of the way. Go. There's one other tiny little ribbon cable that I friggin' hate with a friggin' passion. There we go. Okay, so I don't need to reconnect all of those to test it. I just need to make sure that it is pushed in place properly and it is making the correct connection. So, with that done, I'm going to reconnect the battery. Okay. And I accidentally pressed the PlayStation button, which actually is a good sign because I don't think it was even coming on before.
The controller was coming on.
No, the blue light.
Oh, yeah, the light now. Yeah, switch screens. Let it.
Yep. Let's go ahead and flip you guys over here. And
Hey.
look at that.
Don't hit
No replacement parts needed.
just a little clean.
Yep, just a little cleaning. Tremendous. Alright, awesome.
Make sure the button works.
16.
Make sure.
Alright. Controller's fixed. Just a little cleaning is all it needed. It's crazy how that took that out though. I'm wondering which part of it really needed the cleaning. Because it took out the whole cable. Which is weird. Uh-oh. Where are you going? No sir. Bring yourself to the... There we go. Alright.
Switch it back.
Well,
Sure, you need your switch it
thank you.
I was gonna do it for you.
Terrible, terrible YouTuber. Alright, here we go. Cables are all connected, except I really need them not to be because I forgot to put 2 screws in. Oh, that is unfortunate for my mental health. Alright. Okay, we're gonna do this the gentle yet easy way.
I don't think it'd be
Easy
gentle.
and gentle. Easy and gentle with the pliers. Okay. Pop this out. Oh, always forget about this little guy. This little guy is a pain in the tuchus.
You know you wanted to say something else.
But if you're
A pain in.
Alright. Alright, so the controller's now fixed as well. We are 2 for 2 on the night.
Yeah.
That is great.
What are the plants today?
Huh?
You water the plants today?
Yes.
Making sure.
This is water.
Oh, you got watering your plants.
Go. Okay. Now that those 2 screws are in, I can do what I just did.
Which would be
Finish putting this thing back together.
Here we go. On the road again. On the road again.
Go. Alright. These accursed ribbon cables.
Need to be put back on.
Go. Paint these things with the passion of 1,000 burning suns.
That's a lot of burning suns.
That is a lot of burning suns.
That's like a
As
trillion
is
degrees.
the intensity of my hatred for these ribbon cables.
What do they do to you?
They're just a pain. I don't like dealing with them. Alright, there we go. Slide underneath the cable.
Put that last little screw in.
Okay. A minute now.
Bam.
Go.
And you gotta retest it as well.
I
Make
do
su-
indeed.
Make sure you didn't mess up anything putting it
You
back
are
together.
correct.
Trust me, bruh.
Oh, I know.
I've watched you once and I already know what to do. Or not like I'm behind. You know. My PS4 was a struggle though.
Yeah, it was.
All that dirt.
Yeah, it needed love and lots of it. Alright, there we go. That's usually also a pain in the ass, but that worked out quite well this time.
I put that little Samsung battery pack back in.
There we go. Battery back. And let's not forget the other screws. Go. Okay, perfection. And pop this bad boy back on.
Go. On an adventure.
Go. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just putting a controller back together. You guys have seen me do controller videos before. You know the general gist of what I'm doing on a controller. If you have any questions about PS5 controller repair, just let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have at any time because I love this community. I truly do. Oh, whoa, hey.
Cable.
Denny, what's up, my man? Sorry.
Cable. Gotta turn my phone back on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just catching up to you, brother man. My apologies. I think you might have left anyway. That's sad. Well, if you didn't, it's good to see you, brother. No, it wasn't a no power issue. It was the middle panel wasn't receiving. So the D-pad, the X square, triangle, circle, and the PlayStation button. Oh, okay, good. Sorry, man, it looks like my streaming thing is messed up. No, the ribbon cable that controls the D-pad and the action buttons and the PlayStation button, none of it was working. So I thought I had to replace the ribbon cable. Turns out it just needed a good cleaning. So it ended up working out. We got it fixed.
He needed some love.
Good to see you, brother, man. I appreciate you coming out. Hey, you might have missed it earlier. I just got it finished. We actually just finished fixing that switch from a couple weeks ago. It was the M92 chip. I got a set of M92 chips from AliExpress. Knocked it out. Perfectly charging.
I'll put the glove in here. Oh, you've been in here for a good, what, 30 minutes?
Could be.
Says 10, 20.
No, 8:30.
Ooh, 8:30.
Average speed duration, 8:31.
Great on the spot.
Bodied voice. I haven't completely lost my mind yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Give it time.
Give him 2 years.